far can you really fly your drone? Actually, this one is a DJI Mavic Mini 2. That will change from a drone to another, of course, but if you take a look at the spec of your drone, you might see something that, well, this drone, I don't know for this one, but maybe it can fly up to 10 kilometers away, but this is in perfect condition, and there's a lot of things that may apply that will reduce it. First one might be a legal limit. For example, here in Canada, you have to see your drone. So if I take that one 5 kilometers away, there's no chance I can see it. Of course, it will still work, but I will not be able to see it, so this is a legal limit. Other than that, if I fly 5 kilometers away, well, there will be the battery limit, so I will need to come back. So if I'm at 40% at 6 kilometers away, well, probably it will not come back. When you fly very far, I highly suggest that you fly against the wind. So when you want to come back, it will be easier. If you are at 50% with the wind, when you come back, it will not come back. It will need to work so much harder to come back. So that's another limit. Other kind of limit, interference. If you fly into a city, that will reduce the distance you can reach because of interference. Radio, cell phone tower, those kind of things. They are all things that will limit the distance that you can reach. If you fly in the middle of nowhere, for sure you can go further. But that will help if you can go higher, because if you can't see it, this means that your radio antenna will get stuck into trees, leaves, mountain, those kind of things. For example, on that shot, I was not so far away from my drone, I was able to see it, but if I was dropping down behind that big piece of rock, for sure I would have instantly lose the signal because it won't get through. You have to remember that the signal must be line of sight. If you lose that, you will drastically lose the force of your signal. So you have a lot of limit. Legal one and technical one. But again, gain in altitude, try to fly in zone where you don't have too much interference, and this will help a lot. But one of the biggest constraint will be the battery, because you have to fly back. If you want to fly that famous 10 kilometers, fly that at some point, but be sure to have someone at the end that can get your drone when you will land it. And when you will land it, you will probably at some point lose the signal, just because it will eventually get trees and all of those kind of things. So if you are in a situation where you are about to lose the signal, one thing you can do is to get some elevation with your drone, so you can have a better signal, because if it's higher, there's less interference, you have better chance to be line of sight with it, and if it goes wrong, when you can have connection with it, call it home, it will come back, and sure, that will help. So I hope this was helpful, and if you have any question, do not hesitate. You can ask in the comment.